Hello everyone, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a Sales Titan. We are in Season 5, Episode 5, talking about being helpful. Now this is an easy one to pass over. You could see the title and think, oh, being helpful, I'm helpful. But are you really? Are you really being helpful? Season 5 has been all about traits of a sales titan. These are salespeople that are selling 15 plus a month, 25, 30, 35 cars a month. And if you don't think it's possible, trust me, I know these people and I get to talk with these people regularly that are selling over 25 cars a month in and out throughout their career. I know it, I see it, so I know that you can do it. If one man can do it, you can do it. Raise your hand if you're happy with your paychecks right now. Raise your hand if you're happy with the sales numbers. Raise your hand if you're happy with the respect you're getting out of your management team and owner. Most people out there are going to be one or two of those items they're not happy with. Maybe all three they're not happy with. This is what we talk about in the podcast, is you have to put in something new into your sales career to get something new out of it. If you continue to do the same things in your career and expect a different result, you're going to come up short and you're going to be frustrated with your career. So when you find podcasts like mine, and you can pull out one or two things per episode and implement them, then you're going to get a different output. And the different output is more money, more sales, and more respect. And possibly down the road, promotions, sales manager, finance manager, GSMs, owners, general managers. Who knows what the future holds for you? But when you find Poor2Pro and Kyle Galaz, which is me, and you really implement these things, because I've done it. I'm 21 years in the business. I know what it takes. And I study the car business every single day through and through to try to get better for myself, even though I'm not even a salesman anymore. But I don't want to lose the skill set. I don't want to fall behind the times. So I have to learn, even as a sales manager, even as a podcaster, even as a sales trainer across the world, I have to learn every day. And you have to too. And the fact that you found the podcast tells me that you're ready to go to the next level and you're on your way to becoming a sales titan. Before we get started, I want you guys to share the podcast with a salesperson that might need help. There's so many salespeople out there that are not being guided the right direction. They get hired, they watch a few videos, they do some certifications on the product, and the sales manager says, get out there and sell. Shame on that management team for not giving that salesperson that's new the proper tools to get better. So please share the podcast with somebody that you might know that needs help or that is new to the car business. Also, connect with me on Facebook. Go to Facebook and type in Kyle Galaz, KYLEGALAZ. Friend me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook. I like meeting new people every single day. Also, go to Instagram and type in Poor2Pro_Car Sales Training. Make sure you follow me. I'll give you a follow back. Let's connect. I want to connect with you guys. I have a TikTok account, YouTube account. I'll put the links in the description. Find me, let's connect. Also, try something new. Invest in yourself. Check out the Poor2Pro Daily Workbook on Amazon. If my book can help you make 5 or 10 more sales per month, would you consider $14.99 on Amazon a good buy? How many extra sales is $14.99 worth to you? If you picked up 3 or 4 extra deals because you spent $15, I think that's a good deal. Even if you did one extra car a month, it's $14.99 is a good investment. Invest in yourself, okay? This is not a sales pitch. I'm trying to help you guys. You guys hopefully can see that throughout the podcast over the years, that Kyle's not asking for anything. I'm not asking for anything. What I am asking you guys to do is get better, all right? What are you waiting for? Someone to hand you success? It won't happen. You have to go out and get it. Be okay with help. Be okay with trying something new. All right, let's get going. Being helpful. What does that mean? A potential customer can leave due to you not being helpful enough to solve their current vehicle problem. If you've heard this on the car lot, hey, thanks for your time, we're going to keep looking. What are they really telling you? Think about it. You have not done enough to earn their business, because you may have the perfect vehicle in stock for them, but you haven't shown it to them. You haven't presented it to them, or maybe you presented it wrong by not being helpful. Think about when you go to a store, when you go to a place to buy something, and you run into somebody that is so helpful that they can take you through the process. They can take you through the steps You didn't even know what questions to ask because this is new to you. This is foreign to you. Well, that's what your customers are doing. They don't buy cars left and right. They don't buy cars as much as we sell them. They're babies in the car business. If you sold 15 cars last month, then you have sold more cars than that customer is probably going to buy in their lifetime. So they are the amateur, you are the pro. If you've been in the car business for 6 months, you have sold more cars in that 6 months than their entire family will buy throughout their whole lives. So you're the pro, they're the amateur. So you got to be helpful. I'm going to give you an example. My daughter needed braces. My wife didn't know where to start. So she actually put off getting the braces. We were just talking about this. I put it off because I don't even know who to call for braces. Do you call a dentist? Who do you call a doctor? Who do you call for braces? So we actually put it off. My wife said, you know what? I'm just going to call a local place and see what happens and see what they tell us. So she called the orthodontist. They were so professional and helpful. They told her all the steps, what it takes, the cost, all over the phone call, the payment plans, the out the door if you want to pay for it all up front, the interest free, all these different programs. They found out through questioning with my wife, what do you think will work for you? The next thing you know, my daughter has braces. Boom. All because they were helpful and they were able to talk my wife through the process. And we didn't call anyone else after that. Why would I need to go somewhere else when someone just explained the whole process? Why would I need to go to another place for braces if they were just that helpful and they took us through? I don't need to go anywhere else. They did everything they needed for me to feel comfortable enough to buy the braces through them. Braces nowadays are the same cost as a car in some cases, okay? And I have 2 daughters, and we did 2 sets of braces. So you get what I'm saying there. Be helpful. Now, when a customer comes to you and you start hearing things like, well, we're going to look around, and this is our first place we stopped, and they leave, you weren't helpful enough. Now, you still have to couple being helpful with your other sales skills. You can't just be helpful and expect a bunch of sales to come out of it. That's why this season, season 5, is about all the different traits that you put together. But you have to be helpful to be able to get customers to buy from you. So think about this. Anybody can sell the easy customer, right? We call them the laydown. And that's roughly 5 to 6 to 7 cars a month are the semi-easy ones, right? Anybody can sell those customers. You just need a pulse and a sales license, and you're going to sell that 5 to 6 to 7 cars a month. It's those extra 10, 11, 12 extra. So now you're at 20 cars, 15 cars, 17 cars. That's where these sales traits come in handy. That's where being helpful comes in handy. So let's talk a little bit more about being helpful. And being helpful means a lot of different things. Let's start with the definition. I pulled it up on Google. The definition of helpful. The first one was giving, or ready to give, or useful. Okay? Then it said has some similarities underneath that. Here's some similar words to break down being helpful. Friendly, pleasant, kind, accommodating, considerate, thoughtful, supportive, cooperative, sympathetic, caring, hospitable, charitable, of use, of service, and here it is, valuable. Valuable. Where have I heard that word before? I don't know. I only say it every time in my episodes. Are you building enough value? Where have we heard that before, right? Building value. That's in the car business. So building value, coincidentally, is also part of being helpful, which is not rocket science, but let's connect the dots here of being helpful and translate that to selling more cars. Being helpful, being valuable. It says it in the dictionary. It says it right there on Google. Helpful, also known as valuable. Okay, now those words I broke down, friendly, pleasant, kind, accommodating, all those words I said, did any of those sound like you? Any of those words stick out and sound like you? Are you pleasant? Are you kind? Are you accommodating? Are you considerate? Are you a thoughtful salesperson? Are you a supportive salesperson? Are you a cooperative salesperson? Are you caring? Are you hospitable? Are you charitable? Are you of use, of service? Are you a valuable salesperson? People like spending money where they get the best value. And they get the best value through a great salesperson, a helpful salesperson. Yes, you have to show the value of the car, but you also have to show the value of you. How many times has a customer bought a car because of you? Oh man, I like the car over at the other dealership, but the only reason we bought the car here, Mr. Manager, is because you're sales guy. Oh my gosh, so he was valuable. So we have to remember that helpful and valuable are similar. Okay? Now, out of those words I said, go back and listen to those words again if you need to. Do you feel like you can work on any of them and elevate any of them? Can you be more kind? Can you be more friendly? Can you be more valuable? Can you be more thoughtful of customers? Can you be more cooperative? Can you be more caring? Think about these words when it comes to being helpful, and you may be excellent at some of them and not so good at all some others. So really think about, where can I get better at this? Now here's where the trick comes in. This is how you know you're being so helpful and so valuable, is when you can sell somebody without trying to sell them. And we've all done this for customers. We just were on a great day. You know, you woke up, you felt good, you went in with a good attitude, and you had a customer come in asking some questions about a truck or a car, and you just were darn good that day. You were helpful, you were friendly, you were caring, you were thoughtful, you listened to that customer. Next thing you know, you're on a test drive. The next thing you know, without even trying to sell the customer, they're asking about payments and interest rate, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh my gosh, I think I got a deal here. And then you get into that sales mode and you use those other sales traits to get them in, write them up, close them down. Being helpful, being really good at being helpful, can disguise a sale, can disguise selling. When you're extremely helpful, you can disguise the selling. Customers don't even detect that you're selling them by being helpful, all right? And we have to remember, customers are rusty at buying cars. Like I talked about earlier, they don't know all the process and steps, and that's why they came to you, and that's where you come in, okay? And like I said earlier also, they may not even know the questions to ask. So are you being helpful enough to answer questions that they didn't even know they were going to ask, or they never thought about? You talk about a certain feature of a car and they're like, oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. No, they weren't. What you did is you sparked something in their head that they never thought of. So you have to remember, being helpful is also asking lots of questions. So how does helpful apply to car sales or sales in general? Can you convert a customer issue into a sale through being helpful? Think about that statement. Can you convert a customer issue or problem into a sale through being helpful? Right? So let's take an example. A customer comes in for service, for help. I don't know how to Bluetooth my phone. Okay, well, instead of just shoving them to service and telling them, hey, go see what service can do for you, how about you jump in the car and see if they even have Bluetooth? Maybe that was a big buying step for them, and the salesman down the road thought it had Bluetooth, and it ended up not having Bluetooth, and that's the whole reason why they wanted a new car. Could you use that as an opportunity to say, wow, actually your car doesn't have Bluetooth. They didn't have Bluetooth in this year and in this model, but I happen to have one in stock. Let me see, let's go take a look at that and see if there's a different button. Next thing you know, you're showing that customer that car, not through, I'm trying to sell you the car. Let's just go look at the car and see if it has that Bluetooth button, because I'm not seeing it on yours. Next thing you know, the customer's looking at it. Well, what would you give me on trade? I need Bluetooth. So you can see how being helpful, instead of just saying their service, go over there and you get back to whatever you're doing, be helpful. See if you can get that person to look at a car without trying to sell them. Let's say they come in for a part for their vehicle, right? And through being helpful, you might be able to show them some new vehicles. And you could be funny about it. Oh, I have that part. It's on that truck over there. That part will cost you $40,000. You know, you guys laugh or whatever. But you never know what that could spark. Well, I was thinking about getting a new truck. Mine is getting high in miles. Wow, those conversations can start, but you have to spark something with that customer. What about a customer waiting for service, right? They're already at service and they're walking around the lot. Can you go out there and be helpful? You go greet them. Oh, I'm just waiting for service. Oh, excellent. What'd you bring in? Oh, I got a 2014 Mustang. Oh, excellent. That's a cool car. How are you liking it? Okay, we're starting a conversation, right? We're not talking about selling. You should see the new incentives. No, we're not talking about that yet. We're just trying to be helpful. And we're talking with the customer. We're striking up a conversation. And then you can say stuff like, now, have you seen the changes of the new Mustang? Right? I'm not trying to sell you nothing. Let's just go look at them. Okay, I got an hour till they fix my my problem. Okay, well, what's your problem? You can strike the conversation. Next thing you know, you're showing them a new Mustang. And then they say, well, I my family's kind of growing, and so I can't really get another Mustang. But I was looking at some of these hybrid vehicles. Boom. Now you're working on an appraisal later in the day. No, hey, no obligation appraisal. I'm just going to get you the figures. So when your car's fixed and you leave and you're talking with your wife, you can kind of talk about what we're talking about here on the lot. Okay, be helpful with these people, and you never know what conversation you can strike up. Can you convert a customer that thinks they know what they want to what they actually need? Now, this is where salespeople lose customers quite a bit. A customer comes in asking for a certain thing, a certain vehicle, and you show them exactly what they told you. But through that, they realize, wow, this is not what we need, honey. But they may be too embarrassed. I came in and asked for this particular vehicle. Through this conversation with the salesperson, this is not what I need. All right, well, we're going to keep looking around. They go to the other car lot and tell them exactly what they do need because they figure that out with you, what they actually do need. Okay, so being helpful can convert a customer that thinks they know what they want to what they actually need. And you do that by asking questions, by really digging into what they're using their vehicle for. We have to be investigators when it comes to being helpful. We have to ask a lot of questions with our customers and find out what they actually need, okay? A customer comes in for a gas truck. How many times have we sold them a diesel? Through being helpful, through asking questions, okay? Customer comes in for a small truck, they leave in a half ton, through asking questions, through finding out, is your family growing? How much are you towing? What exactly are you using your truck for? These are questions that are helpful that can take a customer through the steps of the process properly and find what they're actually looking for. Customer comes in for a hybrid car. Yeah, I'm looking for a Prius. Through your investigation and being helpful, they end up leaving in a hybrid SUV. Well, the Prius is only front-wheel drive in this year, and you're looking for a pre-owned one. They didn't make them in all-wheel drive quite yet. The newer ones do, but there's none in stock, and they're very expensive. This one's $20,000. It's only front-wheel drive, but I have one that's $22,000. That's a all-wheel drive hybrid in an SUV. You want to see it? Okay. So we have to ask these questions. I wrote this down because I didn't want to mess this up. Being helpful means listening to each customer and dissecting what they are actually saying versus what sounds are coming out of their mouths. Being helpful means listening to each customer and dissecting what they are actually saying versus what sounds are coming out of their mouth. Remember this, a dentist helps you fix a tooth. A wife helps you become a better man. A daughter helps you soften your heart. An airplane captain helps you get to your destination. Your parents helped each other raise you. So many people have helped us along the way. Why can't we pay it forward on the car lot? Okay? How about the podcaster named Kyle Galaz giving you all he's got, trying to help each and every one of you so you can pay it forward to the next generation of car sales? It's time for us to help others and make sales while doing it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Kyle Galaz signing out.